Remember when you finally cut the cord on your cable? That small act of rebellion. We were escaping a system that held us hostage with bloated bills, terrible customer service, and 1,000 channels with nothing to watch. A revolution was promised. We were promised freedom. We were promised choice. The simple, on-demand world of streaming was our liberation. But look at us now, juggling 5 different subscriptions, navigating a sea of ads on platforms we pay for, and watching our favorite shows get traded between services like playing cards. It's time to admit the truth. Streaming didn't save us from cable. It just became a more confusing, more expensive version of it. To understand how we got here, we have to remember what we were running from. Cable was the tyrant of the living room. It was a world of mandatory 2-year contracts, mysterious broadcast fees, and calling customer service only to be put on hold for an hour with distorted music. The business model was simple. Bundle everything and charge a premium for the 2 or 3 channels you actually wanted. It was inflexible, overpriced, and designed to squeeze you. Then, a hero emerged. At first, streaming was a revelation. The promise of a la carte television was finally real. For one low monthly price, you had a library you could watch whenever and wherever you wanted with no commercials. We, the consumers, were finally in control. You could subscribe with a click, and more importantly, cancel just as easily. This was the dream. It was simple, it was affordable, and it put the power back in our hands. But the golden age was short-lived. The media giants we escaped saw the exodus and decided they wanted a piece of the action. This is where the dream began to crumble. First came the fragmentation. One by one, every major studio pulled its content from Netflix to launch its own service. Suddenly, to follow your favorite shows, you didn't just need 1 subscription, you needed 5. Friends disappeared from Netflix, only to reappear on Max. The Office left for Peacock. The entire Marvel catalog was locked away on Disney+. The simplicity was gone, replaced by a digital scavenger hunt across a dozen different apps. But fragmentation was just the beginning. Then came the price hikes. The services that started as an affordable alternative began to look suspiciously like the bills we just escaped. In 2025 alone, Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock all raised their prices. Live TV streaming services like YouTube TV and Hulu Plus Live TV can now cost over $80 a month, putting them squarely in old-school cable territory. Subscribing to just a handful of the top ad-free services can easily push your monthly bill toward $100. And then came the final, most insulting irony, the return of the bundle. The very thing we hated about cable is now being sold to us as a brilliant new idea. Comcast, a classic cable giant, now offers a Stream Saver bundle with Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock. Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery have joined forces to offer a mega bundle of Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. They tell us it's for value and convenience. Translation: it's a strategy to lock us back into a packaged ecosystem, recreating the exact same cable bundle for a new generation. So here we are, in a self-made prison of subscriptions. We traded 1 cable bill for 5 or 6 streaming bills. We swapped 1 remote for a dozen apps. The promise of watching anything you want has been replaced by the reality of needing a spreadsheet to track it all. We didn't kill cable. We just dismembered it and reassembled the parts into a messier, more complicated, and often more expensive monster. We are now the managers of our own personal, fragmented cable companies, constantly doing the math on which services to keep, which to cancel, and where that one show we wanted to watch has disappeared to this month. The revolution is over, and it looks suspiciously like the old regime. And the strangest part? We all saw it coming. We joked about how streaming would eventually turn into cable again, but deep down, we hoped the industry would prove us wrong. Instead, our worst predictions became reality, just faster than anyone expected. What was once exciting and liberating now feels like a chore, a system designed less around joy and more around squeezing every last dollar from us. This has become our shared frustration. They promised a revolution, but it feels like we just traded one set of problems for another. So I have to ask, how many subscriptions are you currently juggling? And does it feel like you're paying more for less? Let me know your story in the comments below. In the end, the dream of a simple, affordable entertainment future was co-opted. The streaming services that position themselves as saviors have slowly adopted the very tactics that made cable so reviled. We joyfully cut the cord to escape the bundle, only to find ourselves tangled in a web of digital subscriptions. We wanted freedom, and for a moment we had it, but it turns out the house always wins.